I thought I'd early because I can't wait to hear from the beautiful Lisa Hall, who has agreed to be my special guest speaker tonight. I'm so excited to have you, Lisa. And this is also instead of my monthly board meeting. So I am just going to ask all of you to write down 4 numbers for me, and it's your projection chart. And this goes for Lisa as well, for the month of March. And I would like you to write down, first of all, what is your projection? What is your goal? What is your main aim for the month of March in, first of all, personal sales? So it may be $100 for the month. It might be $500 for the month. 500 BV will put you on 25%. And I'm just admitting a couple more people. 1,000 BV will put you on 30%. 2,000 will put you on 35%. And can I say, when Lisa and I first joined, that was the highest personal sales commission we could earn. So I believe that is an extremely good level to be on. 3,000 will put you on 40%, and 4,000 will put you on 45% commission, which is the best. As we always say, maximize the plan, maximize the amount of money they want to pay you. So number 1 is your personal sales. Number 2 is your personal sponsoring target for this month. So how many people would you like to sponsor? For those of you who are an executive sales manager or above, my personal advice from the Louise Buchner Nutriomedics University is that you personally sponsor between 10 and 20 people every single month, non-negotiable, for your business to grow. If you are aiming to be an executive sales manager, then I am going to challenge you to sponsor 10 personally this month. And if my gorgeous Wendy Barrett is on, Wendy, a 20 for you, please, my darling friend. Will be great. If anyone else would like a stretch goal, just give me a call and I'll give you a really good goal. Next is group sales. What is your group sales target? If you are a group leader or a senior group leader, a sales manager or an executive sales manager, do your group target, including your personal sales. If you have other downline executive sales managers, you need 2 group targets. One is your own ESM-ship, and the other, for instance, Mimi is on. Mimi's got lots of executive sales managers. I'm going to give her a challenge to get another 2 before the end of this year. And so you can write that down as an extra target, Mimi Carbone. And you do a second group target. By the way, I'm giving the same target to Lisa Hall as you, Mimi, so maybe you 2 could buddy up for me, please.
She's a bit hard.
Your 4th target is group sponsoring. What is your group sponsoring target, including your own personal sponsoring target? And number 5 in your projection chart is to write down the names of the hotties that you're working with this month. Someone you want to help get to group leader or to the next level. So please write down the names of your hotties and then phone them and find out their projection chart for the month and what they would like support with. Wonderful. So we've done our board meeting. How good was that? Let's go on to the amazing Lisa Hall. Now, to share you a little bit about Lisa. Lisa is an amazing businesswoman, an amazing friend, one of the best presenters I have ever met, and one of the best at telling you what to do without actually you feeling in any way that she's told you what to do. So there's so much you can learn from Lisa today. I've asked Lisa to cover so much, from how she phones her people, how often does she phone them all, what does she say to them, how does she overcome any negatives they might have, or objections they might have, or challenges they might have, and what she does in her business to create so much business. For example, her weekly Facebook live video that she does, and to let you know how many mystery bags she sold in her group last month, or for herself, just in that last few days by doing a live video. So Lisa Hall, over to you, my darling friend. If you could start with how long you've been in the business and 1 or 2 highlights, and then let's do some skills and strategies. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, my friend. Well, that's a big wrap, so now I have to live up to it. I can go off track. So, Louise, you can keep me on track. So if you want to, at any stage, just ask me a direct question. I work best like that. Otherwise, I'm just going to have a bit of a chat to you all about what works for me, what I'm currently doing, why I'm doing it this way, what I did before, the beauty of this business, how that it's so diverse for your current situation, lifestyle. So I'm going to cover a little bit of everything, the nitty-gritty stuff. So like what I say to customers, what I say to consultants, I'll do that a little bit later on, and that's where you might need to remind me. I'm not very good at notes, and I wrote notes. So first of all, that's a big step for me, because I tend to be, it's just my personality. I kind of work off the cuff a little bit. So I think, like most of you know me, but if there's some new people that will be watching, I'll give you a very quick back end story. So I have been with Nutrimetics, I personally say, coming up this October, 55 years. Because that's when Mum joined. She joined a week before I was born, 55 years ago. And so Nutrimetics has been my whole life. And hey, Marilyn, what I love about that is that I've been in the early stages of my life, I believe I was a wonderful observer. I must have been a very good sponge, because often things I say, I don't know where they've come from. Even Louise asked me yesterday, and I went, I don't really know. So probably just me hanging around people like Louise and people like Mimi and Diana and all of the senior people that I've kind of watched Mum and grow up with. I've probably just naturally absorbed all these things, and then they come out, which is a good thing. So sometimes I can't pinpoint exactly. But I think over time, I've learned my own strategies that definitely, I believe, make a massive difference. I've done a lot of study on skin and colour because I love it. I joined Nutrimetics myself at a very early age because Mum told me to. But now, of course, which is great, that they've lowered the age to 15, which is very, very exciting, because I was selling Nutrimetics when I worked at McDonald's. And I was making a lot more at selling Nutrimetics, but at that stage I had to run it through Mum's account until I was allowed to actually join. Now, of course, we can actually do that, which is amazing. And we'll talk about that later when we have a bit of a chat about expanding businesses and how it is, such a team effort. So Nutrimetics, from a product point of view, has been my whole life, and I love and totally believe this is the best product on the market. I think that's really important, that when you want to be successful in anything that you do, that you can't fake it. I mean, there's an element, the old fake it till you make it, but when it comes down to being successful with selling something, a business or a product, you have to experience that. You have to experience in a business the highs and the lows in order to be able to express to someone how amazing it is and that you want them a part of it. And then as for a product, it's the same thing. It's more about experiencing all of the incredible benefits and how products like this make you feel. And when you use the products like I've done I never, swear to God, have bought a skincare or colour product ever. I've never, ever. Now, that's just because, as I said, Mum's been in it for such a long time. I officially joined as a manager when I was 18, and I had left school I started my nursing, which again, that's the beauty of a business like this, that it doesn't just have to be Nutrimedics. You can actually work in this business and do lots of things. So I've kind of, been with Nutrimedics when I have been very young, when I have been single, when I have not been single, before children, after children, 60-hour nursing was 60 hours a week at uni. So, there's kind of like, there's no perfect scenario to when the right time is. Any time is the right time. It's you don't have to wait till things are the perfect environment for you to develop a successful business in Nutrimedics. I definitely helped by watching and looking at Mum, and one of the things was the environment she surrounded herself with, amazing people, a happy environment. That's really hard. That's really hard to find, happy work environment. You just have to listen to your friends. And what do they complain about the most? It's their job. It's their job and their finances. And then that filters down into their lifestyle and their family, which is sad, and we can find solutions to that. And that definitely was not something I was going to do. So I decided early in the piece to give up my nursing and just focus on my Nutrimedics. This year will be my 15th company car. So I've never bought a car since I've been 18. My highlight, well, there's been so many. My best friend in Nutrimedics, or my best friend in the world, I met through Nutrimedics, and she also became my manager, one of my managers. So that was a massive highlight. And I think Nutrimedics have just incredible promotions. Yes, I love the travel. And if I was to go, I did earn Bali. If I had have gone to Bali, I think that would have been my 37th trip. But I'm not going to Bali. And I'll explain all that to you as well. And thank you, darling. Probably one of the biggest things that I loved was a period of time where they were giving us what was called the red car promotion. And what I liked, it was just that sometimes how it's just, you're just in the right place at the right time sometimes, that can happen as well. And I believe that was it at the time. I remember sitting in the theatre when they came on stage and presented us with this idea, promotion, that we would receive these red convertible Peugeots. And it was a process though, it was an 18-month. So you had to focus for 18 months. And at 6 months, you got a trip, a weekend away. At a year, you got a beautiful diamond ring, which I've got on here. And at 18 months, it was, of course, this amazing $35,000 vehicle. So I did earn that. And then I went again, because you could earn it, you could go again. And I earned it for a second time. And then you could go again. And I went for the third time, but I didn't quite make the third time. And what was lovely was that one of my managers at the time also earned that, so did Mum. So it really was a very, very big, it was just exciting, We were all in our prime, very exciting times. So that's probably one of my highlights. But as I said, I just love the fact that it doesn't matter what stage of my life. So I'm now turning 55 and I'm still in this business all these years later. And I'm doing my business differently. And so my mum now is turning 96. She'll be 96 in March. And even though Mum is amazing and still works the business, as in she's on the phone, she nags me all the time, but phoning customers, she wants to do it every day. I go, Mum, you can't do it, but they're my friends. I go, well, so she rings all her customers, consultants. I had her on my page the other day giving a talk on how she first started, which is very different. And I've put this down because Louise said, or I think Adam wrote down, talking about business strategies and growing a successful business today. And I thought about that word today as opposed to yesterday, say in the era of Mum. And back in those days, they did parties, but they were called shows. And Mum, I had Mum on my page talking about this. Mum would do 30 to 40 parties or shows every single month. And at the time when she initially started, she had 2 young children, but she had no phone and no car. So it's very interesting what people see as a challenge or a blockage to why they can't do something, when in actual fact, all the reasons why they should. And that was why mum needed to do Nutrimedics, because she didn't have a car, because she didn't have a phone, and because she did have two young children. She did not see those as reasons why she can't do Nutrimedics. She saw those as the reasons why she needs to. And she said to me that you were always an asset, having me around as a little one going to parties and shows, not a hindrance, an asset, because it showed other women like her that you too could do what I'm doing. So interesting, isn't it? Interesting what we put up as a wall and others don't see it that way, Some people don't see it as something they have to climb over. So it was definitely inbred in me, but mum, of course, had amazing successes through her time. And now I do oversee her business. So I oversee her ESM ship. I oversee, obviously, my own and her sales directorship as well, but she still leads the way there. So I'm actually quite busy. But my situation now is that I'd actually do it all from the house. So I don't leave. So this is what I mean by business today as opposed to yesterday. You can still be very successful today without even leaving the house. It's a different type of success. So success to me is the fact that I can still look after my mum here, even though she is so good, but still requires a lot of my help. You can imagine at 96, of course she does. And I still like her to have an amazing life. So she goes out 3 or 4 times a week. I can assure you, hair, makeup, and fully dressed, ready to go anywhere by 9 a.m. is, you can walk in this door and she's looking immaculate. So there's things that have never changed, and I won't let them change. So my days are very busy, but that's the beauty of this business, so that I can run these businesses from home and still be there for her. And that could be you watching this, that in my time, and I will go back to that, by the way, of course I will. But there's so many different ways that you can do your Nutrimedics. And just to let you know, of course, how I first started was like many of you probably, and that is to, thanks, Alison. I'll be honest, never have I, and I'm not about to go out and do 30 or 40 parties. That's just not, I'm not going to do that. But she did. And as she said to me, though, but I didn't think of it like that, because I just loved it. And it's true. If you love what you do, it's not work. I mean, I see Adam floating around the nation and I just go, oh my God, he's just incredible. But you see, it's his time where he's able to do that, and he should be putting as much effort into that. And how blessed is that he can do that, that use this business to be able to couple with his amazing skills and put them together to show people what we have and to build an astonishing business. It's very exciting. Nutrimedics is very, very exciting, because there's so much potential, so much potential. So I built my business on being very consistent. And I feel that is so important to you guys out there. You can't be the girl that's enthused for 1 or 2 weeks and then we don't hear from you for a month, and then you come back in, and then you have a little spurt for another month, and then this is not going to get you to where you need to be. So consistency is absolutely an integral part of any form of success. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's going on a health regime, whether it's building a business from a shop perspective, buying a business, investing in a business, and of course our Nutrimedics business. So I would do my plan that I used to always do. I would do one other Friday evening. I loved my Friday night shows. I called them shows too back then, and then workshops. I always just had this thing about party. I don't know why, but that's fine. You can call them whatever you like. At the end of the day, they're actually all the same. What we did and I'm sure what Mum did 50 years ago is very similar to what we did today, because it's amazing when you start to think about what you want to talk and share with people, and you go, oh, what can I share that's new? What's new? What's working differently? And I think, oh my God, you know what? It's just the same. It's just the same as what we did all those years ago. The only thing that's different to what we didn't have back then is social media. So we have a different platform, which I'll talk about. So 3 parties a week. At those parties, I would always like to have anywhere between 6 and 8 people. I didn't like a lot of people. I just liked a smaller crowd so that I could actually feel as though I'm giving my time to them. And I would be somebody that definitely loved more of the makeup, even though I consider myself an expert with skincare as well. I can assure you, in my early days, which I was very proud of, my first party I ever did, I now think about it and think, oh my God, I should have taken that. I was there for probably 7 hours because I wanted to make sure everybody knew that I knew everything about these products. And back in those days, we had vitamins. We had a Vita, and I could tell you every vitamin, what ingredient, what was in them, how they work. And listening to a 16-year-old, 17-year-old tell you this is probably not exactly empowering, but they weren't leaving that room until they knew I knew it all. And that was my first party that I ever did. So knowledge. Knowledge is good. Knowledge is good. However, and I'll talk about that when I talk about how to get the most of your sales and how to close sales and how to get your projections correct so that you can really project efficiently for your month. So that's how I sort of built my business, just doing the same thing, but doing it over and over again. So doing 3 parties every week. And one thing that I found really helpful as I developed I developed my own style. I had a menu and I had 20 different types of workshops you could pick from my menu. So it was like going into a restaurant. And I would hand everybody my menu. And I found this worked for me because I didn't have to think about too much at the end of it about getting bookings, because they had already read my menu. I told them what was most popular. People want what's most popular. So I would pick the things I wanted to do, but I would say most people go with these options, and that's what everyone's choosing at the moment. And I found at the end, when it was time to book with people, I would just say, you know, Louise, which one of my menu items did you like the most? And she gave me a talking point. So I found that very easy. And I don't think today is much different. As I said, I develop my business now from the house. I don't do anything. I do everything in the house. But I would assume it's very similar because, as I said, you know, these are skills that you girls can use, and they will be successful in any form of environment, which I shall get to. So I think the most important thing that you need to realize, and it's ever changing, because you could be in the business for 40 years or you could have joined 4 weeks ago, but why? So why now? Why is it relevant to you now? Why do you want to do Nutrimedics now? Now, as I said, you could be someone out there that's already earning $200,000 a year. So why do you still want to do Nutrimedics? Probably because you still want $200,000 a year. Why is it? And I think in today's society, even more so, we are so blessed that we can use our business as incredible leverage to help people financially at the moment, because there's definitely struggling out there going on, and that time poor. They don't have a lot of hours. So the fact is that we can show people the diversity of our business. So you can develop a business, you can work in your home like I do, so that you can exactly, Deb, exactly. And you could be doing facials in your home, makeovers in your home. I do a lot of makeovers in my place. So everyone comes to me. I don't deliver. Everyone comes to me, or I send out. It's amazing what you ask for, you get. That's something else I wrote down. You just have to ask. Just ask for what you want. You know what? We're so fearful of getting a rejection or a no it's just easier not to ask. And I remember the first time that because I was the girl that delivered everything immediately or posted things or whatever. And the first time I sort of had to say to people, oh, would it be okay if you came and picked it up? That was like a challenge for me, like, because I felt as though it was my responsibility to make their life easier. And then I realized, hang on a minute, no, I need my life easier so that I can be more helpful to them. Okay, so that's what everyone knows the process now. Okay, and Deb, that happens, doesn't it? And the fact that you can do them in your own home, and there's different ways you can market them. All right, so you can market them as masterclasses. So I do masterclasses in my home, but again, keep them small. You don't have to have 20 people just because someone else is having 20 people. It's your race that you're running. But I usually have a minimum of 4 because I have a projection of what I want to achieve from those 4 people. That's really important to be able to write down everything that you do. You write down what you want from that. I used to go to every single party that I did and say, okay, tonight I want to sell $1,000. I want to book 2, and I want to sponsor 2. So that would always be my plan. Absolutely, Marina. And just again, see, like this doesn't matter. There's no rules. Don't wait till you think you've got it perfect. And don't ever cancel if only one person's coming. That's another little thing. That's really important. So in your home, yes, you can set it up and you can make it very, very. I've got a couple of very close girlfriend managers that have been doing this for over a year now, and they're doing 6 to 8 in their house every single month. And they're sponsoring and they're booking, and they're selling. Okay, and they're doing it different ways. It all depends on the crowd, and they've got it down to a very, very fine art. Now, they are all masterclasses, makeup masterclasses. Do not be fearful that you don't know enough about makeup to do that. Always remember you know more than them, otherwise they wouldn't have come along. So that's the first thing. You don't need to be doing a fantastic guru makeup that you see on YouTube because they don't want that. They won't duplicate it. They want a makeup they can duplicate in the morning to go to work. They want something that's quick and simple, that looks amazing, tweaking it a few little extra things to give them a bit of glamour. And then, of course, putting a package together that's an amazing price point that they can't say no to. And that's why these become very, very, very successful in other people's homes. So obviously I've written that down and we all know what that is. And I might give you, when I do some word things, word choices, it's all about the words. I wrote that here somewhere. Words. It's all in the words, how you say it. And there's good words to use and there's not so good words to use. So I'll talk about that a little bit. Oh, what did I say? The dog. Ricardo left without locking the dog flap. The other thing, I'll tell you what I have done, even though I say I do most of my work in the house, my sister is here often at night. So you can actually use local clubs and halls and workspaces and lunch times also to do any of your pamperings. Oh, Effie, that question just went away. Sorry. I was reading it and then I looked down and I missed it. Do I have a script? I don't know if you were on at the beginning when I started, but I'm hopeless with that stuff because I'm not good with writing things. But I have a couple of things written down, but I could take the time to send them to Louise and she could then pop them over for you girls. Lunchrooms and cafes. Mum started her business in cafes, okay, and talking to people wherever she went. She used to love to go shopping and talk to people and just say at the cashier at Woolworths, do you know that you are amazing at your job? Like, thank you so much. And you do it all with a smile on your face. You just look beautiful. I'm in the industry. I work with Nutrimedics. Have you heard of it? And then they would say yes or no. And they'd say, Mum would say, listen, I want to give you a complimentary facial card because your service today has been amazing and I would love to pamper you for an hour. And that's how Mum built her business. She would do that. She would be at a coffee shop and they would take her order and she would say exactly the same thing. I mean, if there were crap service and all the rest, she wasn't going to lie. But she did that. And that's how she built her business because she didn't know anyone. So if you're sitting out thinking, I don't know anyone, she did have a lot of get up and go in her, but that's because her why, the reason why she does nutrimetics. And I didn't tell you my why. Actually, I skipped over that, kind of flipped a bit to mum, why she needed to do it. My biggest thing is the fact that we have, I love the cars. I sometimes take it for granted, to be honest. And I know sometimes I do and I shouldn't. As I said, there's like this expectation, like I'm getting this car everywhere. So I've lost my light. Bear with me. I will fix this problem. Just a second. Hang on, girls. Bear with me. I'm so sorry. We just have to change things around a little bit and we will be back on air. It's gone flat. Okay. So I'll put that in there and won't be a minute. Okay. Sorry, girls. Won't be a minute. Okay. Back. Okay. I charged that all day. It's my computer. Okay. Now, I was talking about the uncapped income and why I love this side of things. Because when you have a job, and for instance, with nursing, you have to live your life under that. Doesn't matter what job you've got, but that's just going from my background. So living your life underneath a certain figure is difficult. And then when a curveball gets thrown, so interest rates go up, or products that you love go up, that you buy within your household, or electricity prices go up, or bills are coming in and you're finding it difficult to meet, then what happens to that person that has that capped income? What goes first? All the luxuries, all the lifestyle, all the things that give you that blessed lifestyle, they tend to go. All the things that make you happy. So what I love about this business is that I've never, ever, ever felt as though I've had to struggle financially. And because I know I can have an income where there's no glass ceiling on there, and whatever I need, I can develop. I'm doing some renovations at the moment. And it's just so exciting. Each time someone comes, they go, oh, now you've got this, now you've got that. And I just sort of thought, oh, we put a deck in at the moment. And when you've got incomes that you're locked into, it's very, very difficult. And I know a lot of people have struggled with interest rates. I know that's been a big, big, big challenge. And I think that my biggest why is I'll never, ever do anything else for that one reason. And just simply because I can run my business any which way I need to. As I said, look after mum at the moment. So I'm here and that's what I'm doing. Back to those other areas, I was finished off with lunchrooms and cafes, and that's how mum developed a lot of her business with talking to people. And now, of course, what we have that mum didn't have back then was social media. Now, that, of course, is huge. And since COVID, that's when I started. That's when things changed for me. And I know that a lot of people were in the same boat, that you couldn't leave your house. But I was doing a Nutrimetics party every single night through COVID. And my business just went up and up and up. And then I realized that and you think about it, that this is amazing, that you can be in one place, but reaching out to the possibility, the potentially to thousands in one hit. The thing with social media, though, it does require consistency. Again, back to consistency. And it involves building up that following. Okay. So sometimes you have to do things that you don't get paid for. And later you'll be getting paid for things that you didn't have to do anything for. So all of my sales come from my beauty bar page. And I'm not fancy, I can tell you that right now, okay? So I don't do, that's not me. I'm not technical things like slightly challenged at. So my beauty bar page is very simple. I have done put a lot of professional videos on there at times. And you know what the feedback I get? They would much rather me on there. They just want me to be real and just be me. So if that means me hopping out of the shower, showing them how to do my makeup, or before I go to bed, how to do my skincare, that's what they want to see. And you know what? They want to see you too. So how are you? What are you doing with your social media? My goal this year, because I haven't been doing Instagram, I'll talk to my daughter about that one. But just to give you an idea, so I sell personally between 6,000 to 8,000 each month. And that is solely on my beauty bar page or texting. I don't email and I don't post. So I hate emails, so that's just me. But if you love them, you go ahead. Remember, there's no right or wrong in this business. It's whatever works for you. And the mail out, I do Mum's mail out. Mum and I sit here and we do all her mail because she's very old school with that. And the other thing Mum and I do a lot of still is phoning and talking to people. Now, I do know Louise wanted me to tell you a few things that I do on the phone. And this is really powerful, talking to people. This is where you find out all the things sometimes you don't want to know, that you were too scared, you know? Oh, yes, Billy. Hey, Billy. And it's like the first phone call's the hardest. And then you just get in this role, you just get a roll on, and then you just want to keep talking. It's very time consuming, don't get me wrong, because I do my people, we do mums. So this is customers and consultants. So we do customers, and that's, pretty much, first of all, doing a social aspect. How are you? What have you been up to? Da, 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 da. And then we talk about what things are on special that we know they love. But then what extra deals, Betty bargains, what have we got that I think that they should have at the moment? And so this is how Mum likes to have a little chat with them. I tend not to do that because all of my customer base is on social media, so I don't need that. But I do a lot of messaging as well and texting, and that's where all my sales come from for personal sales. So between 6 to 8 at Christmas time was different. I did go out and do Christmas parties. So November is different, November and December. Now, with consultants, this is a really interesting one. And some of you are so brand new, you haven't got to this stage yet. And I will talk to you about that because I have written down about growing a business and a strategy in order to do that. So I will get back to that. But for those that have consultants, don't you just hate it when you have consultants and then you get a list and these are consultants that haven't placed orders for like 8 months and you're just like, wow, and we get them. And the more you sponsor, the more you're going to have. We're in the replacement business, okay? Don't think every single person you sponsor into Nutrimedics are going to be there forevermore. It's not. And once you realise that, it doesn't hurt, But when you're brand new and you're sponsoring 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 and they don't place orders, you kind of get devastated. And then, as you go on, it can even build because you then start losing people because they haven't placed orders, When you've been in business quite a few number of years, that increases because you've sponsored so many over the time. Nobody likes to see anyone walk out the door, so to speak. So why does it happen? Why? Do you ring and ask your people? That's something we do. So actually our retention rate is nearly 100%. When I look at, I go in to get all excited about who can I re-sponsor, who's gone, and there's 2, because we spend a lot of time holding them. And to be honest, that's how I've had to do with remembering I run Mum's ESMship as well. So, she's got a target that has to happen there. So I have to work with that. So retention and holding people. But when I I often have people say, oh, I'm so upset they're closing my account. Have you ever had people that do that? And they get really upset over the whole thing, like their life's ending because Nutrimedics are going to close their account. So have the conversation with them about why was it happening. And I did write this down. Louise said, do you say that? I said, yeah, I do say that. And it would be, hey, Louise, you left me a message that you can't place an order. You can't go online. Your account's been locked. And they say, yes, I can't believe I couldn't get in. And then you just say, well, clearly you're not using Nutrimedics. It's been 8 months, So tell me what you're using, because it's not Nutrimedics. So what are you putting on your face at the moment? I'd love to know, mainly for a marketing strategy. I'd love to know, has it been easier for you to shop in stores? Do you buy online? Tell me what you use as a cleanser. Tell me what you use as a toner. And it takes time, but it opens up this conversation where you end up building a really good rapport with that person. And then they come back over to your side of the fence because you can solve their dilemma. So a lot of the time they just say, Lisa, look, it's just easier when I'm out and I see in Priceline and I grab what I saw on, I buy some L'Oreal. I believe they never had the love from the get-go, though, of a product. And then you work out, where did they first try the product? Was it usually anyone that tries products in a party situation, they become much more loyal. Okay, that's one thing I have noted, definitely. So I just say to you, I think it's worth the effort once a month to spend a couple of hours once a month to literally ring people. Just ring and have a little chat with people, and especially the girls that are placing orders of $50 or $60 every 3 or 4 months. They're another one. What are they putting on their face? Find out. I have a girl down the road that I worked with at McDonald's 40 years ago. She was she used to do the party. McDonald's had party girls. She was the party girl. Used to do all the birthday parties. Anyway, so she wants, Lisa, I want my Restore Day and Night cream. And this is where sometimes I've been a bit, not on the ball, take it for granted. She's down the road. That's all, that reasonably good sale. Anyway, I just said to her, I rang, I said, Trace, can you just tell me, you always buy Restore Cleanser and Toner. You've bought a few other products of ours, but what are you currently using to clean your face with? Tell me your daily regime. Well, she sent back a list. So she uses Christian Dior's on-off face wash and then she uses Mecca face oil as well. She uses 3 different cleansers. She uses 2 different night oils. Okay. So I said, fabulous. I'm so excited to hear this because you fit my criteria. I am looking for 5 people this month to trial a beautiful skincare line, and I want your objective opinion. And if you could answer the questions for me and give me back the range at end of 4 weeks, I would be so grateful. And then as a special reward, anything that you like, that particular range will be given to you at half price. And I had a few different things, okay? Well, she said, oh, yeah, absolutely. I would love to do that. So then I thought, oh, okay, that worked. So this was Tracy. And I thought, I'm going to try Kaz. Did the same thing. Said, Kaz, can you just text me exactly what you use? I'm looking for people that use combinations of Nutrimedics and other brands. Could you tell me what you use? Well, she came back again. I'm finding these girls are using. Oh, then I went and looked how much they're paying. Don't ever think our products are expensive. They're not. Okay. So some of the products that Kaz was using were like $160 a bottle. So I had absolutely no problem in coming back to her with exactly the same offer, jumped on it straight away. Did it a third time. I did this yesterday afternoon. And the third one was Amber, same thing. They were all 3 yeses. So that was very good. I'll send Louise a text message of exactly what I said. And, the conversation then would lead to, yes, I will. And I'll use Anya. Anya, if I could show you a skincare or color range that equals or betters what you currently use for half the price, would that interest you? Now, that question can be said to anyone and everyone that's using any brand of anything, and listen for their response. You must listen. And I've never had anyone say no. They'll say, yes, but I really do love what I'm currently using because I have highly sensitive skin and I find that this doesn't react at all. So that opens up another side of things where you could say, when you say react, what type of reaction are you talking about? So, this is about questions, isn't it? What I said earlier, ask questions, because the more questions you ask, you will be able to answer them. And it just builds this wonderful foundation of respect between the pair of you and how they see you. The more they talk to you, trust me, the more likely they don't want to let you go, the more they talk to you. So that's your customers and your consultants. Flicking text messages only all the time, emails, showing print, just brochure pictures, just, flicking those out. They don't know you. They don't know you. So you know what? The next person that comes along, if they see a deal that's good, they're going to go with it because they don't have that rapport built with you. So that's a really good thing to say. If I could show you a skincare or color range that equals or betters what you currently use for half the price, would that interest you? So that's a really, really good one. Now, I need to come back to, see, this is why I don't like notes, because when I write notes, then I go, well, where am I up to and what does that relate to? So one of the things that I was going to talk about, and Louise actually started with this, and this is important. So this comes back kind of to the why, with the why Nutrimetics, and I went through all that with you. And then as far as it from a business is, then what you need to do is to duplicate you. Basically, ideally, in a perfect world, you need to find another you. That's fantastic. But other than that, it's to continually trying to duplicate you, build a team. And so many people need money at the moment, but show them the money. So Louise mentions the percentages that when you did 500, 1,000 next month, 2,000, you're on different percentages. Tell them what they are. So I would say when you sell $500, it's $125 that will go into your bank. I like to withhold commission. I don't like to take commission at the end of an order because I like to see one amount go into my bank account. So that's just my personal thing. That way I can always say to someone, this is exactly how much that Nutrimetics paid you this month, and then whatever other expenses they might have. I find that easier. If you sell $1,000 in a month, then you're going to get $300 put in your bank account. If you sell $2,000 in the month, you're going to get $1,200 put. If you do $2,000, you're going to get $700 put in your bank account. If you do $3,000, you're going to get $1,200 put in your bank account. And the kicker, if you do $4,000 in a month, Nutrimetics will put $1,800 in your bank account. And that is $21,600 a year into your household. Would that make a difference to your family? Would that make a difference to you? And that is really, really important. Thank you, Mimi, showing them the money, because you know what? This business is about visualization. They have to visualize themselves. It's no matter what. It's visualizing them buying a product. If you want to sell a product to someone, your word choice, I'll throw a few words in a minute to how to do that. You want to get them to book a party, that's another, make them visualize. If you want them to do Nutrimetics as a business, well, then they need to be able to visualize, first of all, what it would be like to put that type of money in, and then little steps. You don't need to throw down the gauntlet and the trips and all that. That bigger picture is lovely, but let's chunk it down a little bit and let's just show them the first part of the journey. And that's very, very exciting, very exciting. I actually think $1,000, having $300 extra into your bank account each month is a brilliant way to start. Meant to ask when they say yes, it flipped again. Sorry, can you say that again? I'm not a very quick reader, I've decided. So, Mimi, you're going to have to say that again, and I'll look a bit more careful. So, with the money, show them the money, point it out to them, and that $1,000 is very, very, very achievable by simply showing brochures around. Okay. When we get to the 2000, the 3 and the 4, that's when you need to be more proactive in the business. That's when you need to be doing pampering sessions, more social media, master classes, one-on-ones, you and twos. When they say yes, how do you get the products to them? When they say yes. Oh, you mean when they order direct to customer? So, yeah, so whatever they're order. Oh, you mean when they say yes, sorry, about trialing the products. Okay, these are all local people, Mim, to me. So these, that was another thing. I remember Sandy McDonald saying, you have so many diamonds in your backyard. Why are you looking elsewhere? And I'm the girl that used to travel. I live in Manly in New South Wales, and yet my parties would be in Campbelltown, Newcastle, Goulburn, Orange, Manildra, you know? Well, now it's Lambie Heights, Dee White, Manly. So it's all very close to me, Mimi. But if you were doing it and you wanted to put them out there, I would put them in, well, do you know what? I've got that much faith. This is probably what I would do. I have that much faith that they're going to love it. I would send them the complete skin. I would invest and send them the complete skincare range and say to them at the end of the 4 weeks, that can be the range that you keep. We can, I've just thought of that then actually, that you could do that. I would be very confident, but it depends who you're giving it to. You're not giving it to any Tom, Dick or Harry. You're giving it to people that you have got that bit of relationship with, but you've found out a bit more about them. Oh, that's good. That's not good though. That's not good that you're sick, but it's good that you're learning something. Okay, so let me have a look because I'm pretty sure I wrote something profound down somewhere. Pretty sure we don't want to miss that. So let's have a look here. Oh yes, this is important. This is important. Hours involved. Okay. It's a old school method, but is relatable to today, because one thing I have found today, people are far more busy today than they were yesterday when Mum was doing Nutrimedics. That's how she was able to book 40 parties a month, because they probably had nothing better to do. I shouldn't say that, Mum. They had nothing else on. Children today are in everything, are they not? They're bloody got their sports and their dancing and their swimming, and they're in absolutely everything. And then there's so many work commitments with people as well. They've got Zoom meetings. They're working overtime to earn extra money. So one thing that we need to look at is to make them be aware if someone is looking at this as a business opportunity. No matter where they're coming from, there's a way for us to find a fit for them with this. There's 168 hours in a week. So what we want to do is work out how much time is needed for them to meet the goal that they've written down and what do they want to get out of Nutrimedics. So that's very important. Why do they want to do it? Well, okay, usually, to be honest, well, I would assume it's to earn more money. Hours available. How many hours have they got available? Because I get them to write down, because most people will go, I'm so busy. And I just said this today to a friend of another manager in the business who had a lot of success last month. And I said, you know what? I really find it disrespectful when people say to me, I'm so busy, I'm sorry I didn't get back to you. I get back to everyone. I am busy. I don't need to tell everyone what I do 24 hours a day, but I can assure you I'm not sitting on the couch. I'm exceptionally busy. I get back to every single person that reaches out to me. But if someone says to me, I've just been so busy, you can't reply to a text message like that, and it's, you've sent a few. So I think how people see their life as busy, we need to make them understand what busy really is. We're all busy. It doesn't matter. So let's put your hours, let's put your life on paper. Let's see how really busy you are. you know? So from 168 hours, write down 40 hours of sleep. I mean, I certainly don't get 40 hours of sleep. Lucky to you if you do. Write down how many hours of work are you doing? Are you doing 50 hours of work? Because you're very, okay, write that in. That's 90 hours taken up so far. Are you somebody that has commitments with the children and that's taking up 20 hours a week? Well, there's 110 hours gone. We've still got 58 more hours left in the week. Are you someone that's big into sport? My sister does CrossFit, so she's 2 hours a day, 2 to 3 hours a day. So 14, 15, 16 hours a week. So let's, we'll use her as an example. Pop 16 hours of fitness in there. We're still only up to 126 hours. We still got, you know what? You only need 1 hour consistently every week of social media, 1 to 1.5 every week for you to be successful at that. That's all I'm looking for. Okay. That's not a massive commitment, and there's different ways to do it. If it's pampering and you're out doing masterclasses, you have to factor in how long does it take you to get from point A to B and all of that. You need 15 hours, I feel. So I consider each time you walk out of the door around 5 hours. So that includes traveling time and coming back. If it's in the house and you're doing them in home, then you could possibly halve that because there's no traveling time. Writing down the hours involved is a massive game changer for people to realize that, yeah, they can fit this in all right. And you probably wonder, what the hell am I doing with all my time? Well, there's lots of other time left in there, but it's interesting when you actually write it all down. Now, once you've decided how much time you've got, then you need to decide what part of this Nutrifedics plan is for you. What do you want to do? And if you're going to work your way up, then start with group leader, because it's so achievable. And at $2,500 for group sales and only sponsoring 3 people in a month, it is something that everyone could do. Everybody could do this. And you know what? The reason we're not doing it, it's because I don't think we really believe everyone can do it, or more to the point, we're not, including myself, we are not asking the questions. Netflix, Julie, oh my God, yes. You know what? You should ask me that, because I won't even go there. I haven't got time. I said to Louise, won't be able to talk for an hour, and now I've already spoken for an hour. I love my TV and movies. So I forgot what I was saying. Oh my God, yeah, group leader, 2.5. One thing now that's like, seriously, I've just spoken a little bit earlier saying $1,000 you can do without leaving the house by showing brochures, $1,000. By sponsoring 3 people, and those 3 people just simply earning the amazing rewards, reward 1, 2, and 3, which is 500. There is your group leader done and dusted. You doing 1,000, 3 people doing 500, and it's done. And why would they do 500? Because of the rewards are so amazing. And of course, you're going to be teaching and sharing and showing them how to do that. And now that Nutrimedics has those amazing packs, obviously they'd be buying a pack for themselves. But then just, again, sharing and showing the love of what they have to other people. It's not difficult to get to 2.5. One thing I think as you develop in the business that should be non-negotiable, and this is probably probably, I don't know, it's not that everyone would agree with me, but maybe some people struggle with, and that is, I believe every single person that's serious about this business should never do less than 4,000 personal sales a month. Because if Nutrimedics is going to offer you 45%, why would you not take that? Like, it's $1,800, it's $21,600 a year to you. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you're a consultant, a sales director, or a PD. It's $4,000 worth of sales. It's very, very achievable. Lee Aarons came on and spoke about incredible service, and she does incredible customer service through mail. See, that's another avenue, isn't it? Oh my God, so many diverse ways to run this business. But the key thread through every single thing is being consistent and being very persistent, because the challenge you're going to face them all the time. So let's have a quick look at the word choices, because that's important. I just want to give you a few tips on how to maybe tweak what you're currently doing. Are you a person that's getting lots of no's? I'm sure, as I said before, I'm pretty sure I wrote something really profound down before, but I can't find it. I'll tell you what I did write down. And they're things I say anyway. And if I don't say them, I think them. And that's one thing I find very important. We all go through times where we're in that pit, you know, we're in there and we don't know how to get out and we're wallowing and why is life so tragic to us? And sometimes it's really hard to get out. Some people can get out of that pit really easily, but sometimes people need a helping hand. And if you're the person that needs a helping hand, then you need to be around other people that are positive and that are going to help you get out of that, because we all have times of that. And that's one thing I feel I have taught myself. I self-talk a lot, and that's very, very important. Now I'm going to read you something before I read. This has got a little bit to do with consistency, but I talk about it all the time, because you know how people say to you, what are you doing that for? You can't do that. You know, you can't be like Adam. That's not gonna, nobody's asking you to be like Adam. All right. Nobody's asking you to be like Diana. Nobody's asking you to be like Minnie. You can't be. They're unique. You know, they're unique to themselves. You can't be a Louise Buchner. You can be inspired by what they achieve, but your motivation has to come from you. You know, you have to find your own personal motivation. And you know what? Selling $1,000 or $2,000 could be something that excites you to no end, and that is just fine. So don't let anyone tell you that what you can do. You know, follow your dreams and be very, very persistent at them. Success, they say success is stumbling from failure to failure, but with no less amount of enthusiasm. And that's one thing that is so important, enthusiasm. And that leads me to how you're going to talk about your products, your bookings, and talk about the business. It has to come from enthusiasm. And, you know, I think that when people are buying something from you, or more to the point, sorry, thank you, Julie. If people are you're wanting someone to buy something from you, you've got to remember people don't buy things for logical reasons. It's their emotion. It's all about emotion. So I know we get caught up a little bit with ingredients, okay? So I want you to imagine you only know one ingredient about a product. You don't have to know everything about a product. But when you are talking products, definitely talk about the products you love and use the most. Okay. I've just grabbed microdermabrasion because it's here, you know. So if I was going to sell this product, I want to talk about it from an emotion. I need to connect to someone so that they can visualize and I mentioned that earlier, visualize them using this. So I would say, girls, this on my live, girls, this product is the product of the month for me. And I want to tell you why. It's called microdermabrasion. I'm going to show you what it looks like. It looks like this. Beautifully packaged, feels fantastic in your hand, easy to use with a flip top lid like this. Now, microdermabrasion is made from this mineral, Scandinavian mineral polish. And basically what it does, it exfoliates the skin and it resurfaces and it gives your skin this amazing, beautiful softness that you've never felt before. But what I find when I use this product, it makes me feel as though it's not the skin that belongs to me. When I feel my skin, it is so soft. It is an incredible sensation. And I just, you know what, I find at the end of the week, I've had a hard week. Often you'll find that stress, it tends to show in your skin, you know. I find this my little lifesaver. It's so simple to use in the shower. And by resurfacing, it means that all your moisturizers and serums work twice as effectively because they can't fight through all that dead skin. It just is impossible. So this is an integral part of your skincare routine anyway. but I know that it's going to be a big game changer to your week, and it's going to make you feel so refreshed, and it's going to make you feel younger. And when we feel younger, we look younger. And at the price point at only $27, it's something that you can't be without at the moment. So you all need to add one of those into your regime this month. So that would be maybe how I would talk about that product. So talking about it with sincerity, emotion, how's it going to feel, what's it going to do for them. I don't need to tell them about every damn ingredient that's in there. And they'll think, that's what I want. I want one of those added to their regime. The other thing that's important, and it's the same thing when you're selling packs. So I sell a lot of packs, so products that work well together. And that's how I bump up my sales, because I very rarely do a lot of single products. Well, I won't say I don't, but I do look at packs because packs give you volume. I did jump on the bandwagon with the, what are they? Bags. Mystery bags, but I didn't sell them singularly, so I didn't call them mystery bags. I called them bundles. They were mystery bundles, and I had it like that. So I had a bundle, and I did one live to start with on the Sunday before they started. I didn't have anything to show, but I just explained to them that as of tomorrow, I'm giving them the best deal that they're going to get for this part of the year. And it was an incredible mystery bundle, a bundle of 12 items, 12 items, over $360 in value. The outlay is $75 for all of this. What can you buy for $75? My daughter buys an Ego burger, chips, and a drink, costs her $21. So for $75, you get 12 items. You need to say yes to this video and yes when you see my little blurb, and I'll make sure I put one aside and you do not miss out on this opportunity. So I did that, and I sold 211 bags, but I didn't sell one individual bag at all. So they were all in multiples. I had a couple of odd things that I needed for the house and that, but there you go. So it's all in your own personalized marketing. Then I did come back on. I did 3 videos. So the first video was on the Sunday night. I did the second video, which was similar to the first, and the third video, I actually had a pack. I said, I'm going to show you this pack's going to a lady in Dubbo, and I want to show and share with you some of the amazing things that are in here. So I did quickly go through that. So, that's really good volume anyway, because it's over $5,000 worth of volume, which was great. Okay. It was really, really good to be able to get that. So when Nutrimetics put on special deals, work a way out, look at it, chunk it down. How are you going to work with it? How's your team going to work with it? My team, I put on little targets of when you sell 12 bags, 15 or 20. So if they sold 12 bags, they got a pair of earrings from me. If they sold 15 bags, they got a pamper pack. If they sold 20 bags, they got all of the above, but they got to do half price shopping with me. So that gave me more volume. So, and I put them all on those little challenges. So sometimes different things that Nutrimetics offer, you get really good traction by how you market things. So what am I going to show you now? I'm looking at the time and thinking you're all missing out on your Sunday nights. So I did that. Bear with me. By all means, ask me a question. Oh, yeah. So the word choice, back to this word choice as well, with the pampering, and Mum was always so good at this, so good. So that's how you sell a product, but how you sell a product is exactly the same as how you sell the idea of getting someone to book for you. Thank you, Alison. You cannot, well, you could, but you're not going to get the success. Asking someone, would you have a party for me? Would you have a pampering for whatever? So again, paint the picture of what it would be like. So you could say something like, let's say you're brand new, because when you've been in the business a while, it's, maybe a little bit easier. But if you're new, you can just say, look, I've just learned how to do this amazing masterclass from one of the best makeup artists in the business. And what is that? Thank you for wonderful ideas. 230. Yes, Marina, it was good. I have just learned to do this very simple, yet can I tell you, amazing makeup from one of the best makeup artists I've ever seen. And they are so, they do so well in this industry. So they have shared their tips and tricks. And so I'm offering personalized makeup masterclasses, but I can only have 4 people. So you can only have 4 people there. But I would love for you to be, I'm only doing 5 of them this month, and I would love for you to be one of my 5, but just choose your 4 closest friends. And I'm going to be giving you a 50% off voucher that you could use on any of the makeup items that you like. There's a little voucher here that I'll send you. And what I find is so good is there's such a great time on a Friday night. Have a glass of wine, we sit around the table, and at the end of a hard week, when you've worked so hard, it's so good to be able to chill and relax with the people you love. And we don't make the time anymore. You know, we always say we're so busy. So I often find a Friday works so well for that reason. And it's something that you can offer to your girls. I've got 2 Fridays left. I've got the 15th, or I've got the 27th. Out of those 2, what do you think might work best for you? So I'm painting a little bit of a picture, what it would be like. I'm giving them an option, but I'm not giving them an option to say yes or no, but to start a conversation. Now, it could be a positive conversation. They go, oh, that sounds fantastic. Yeah, I'm good on the 27th. Or it might be, oh, Lisa, I've got all this sport on at the moment. It really does sound good, though. And I go, of course, listen, we can work around that. So if I had different availability out of your working week, what ideally is the best night of the week that suits you and your family? And then they'll throw a night in, and then you can go from there. So, you know, just remember that sometimes all this it's a work in progress, building businesses, and it is about building relationships, and be aware that sometimes it requires a little bit more time. Remember what I said earlier. Sometimes you have to do things you don't get paid for, and later you'll get paid for things that you didn't have to do. So paint a clear and exciting picture so people can visualize themselves, and then they'll start accepting what you're offering. And that would be buying a product, booking a you and two, coming to a masterclass, and obviously Nutrimetics as a business. And I think from a business perspective, that's the same type of thing. You could say, look, I want to talk to people, and you can generalize it. I'm talking to you as a group here today from about my business, because I've had so many people of late tell me how. So you're not talking about them, you're talking about others. So many people of late struggling in their life, finding it hard. They're finding it hard to meet financial commitments. They're trying to work extra hours. I've had people say to me, they're looking for extra work in Woolworths. They're having less time away from their family and friends. And I'm thinking to myself, goodness, you know, if you know of anyone that is like that, please let them come and let me talk to them, very well knowing it could be someone in that room, because we have had so many success stories from girls, Nutrimetics being that little side hustle where they're able to do it from home, which is what I do. As I said, I don't leave the house, and they can do it from home, and they can earn that extra money and stop this struggle. And see, once people start and you put them, you know, you put them in the program, then just have the faith that the business will show them where to go. You know, we have the strategies. Nutrimetics have the roadmap there. We've got the reward programs going. There's so much you don't have to do. It's done for you. Have the faith. Bring the people, build it. They will come, and it will. That's what we need to do. We need to make sure we're bringing those numbers in continuously. Did that. Can I just finish? I just want to tell you this. I took Mum to Maths this morning. So she likes to go to Maths. We always do that. And then we go out to lunch, her favourite restaurant. But I thought this was really good. And Mum's always said, be humble and grateful. You need to be humble and grateful in anything that you do. It was always her quotation. So I was reading about this, and sorry, I'm not preaching to people that don't have faith, but this is good advice. This is good advice for everything. This is where I find I need glasses, and I'm technically haven't been subscribed to any, but I think I might need them. So it's all about Lent coming up and fasting. And I think the traditional Lent is, you don't fast, you don't eat meat and alcohol, chocolate, and you fast from these things. So I thought about this from a business and a personal point of view. Fast from hurting words and say kind words. Fast from sadness and be filled with gratitude. Fast from anger and be filled with patience. Fast from pessimism and be filled with hope. Fast from worries and trust in God. Fast from complaints and contemplate simplicity. Fast from pressures and be prayerful. Fast from bitterness and fill your heart with joy. Fast from selfishness and be compassionate to others. Fast from grudges and be reconciled. That's a goodie. And fast from words and be silent so that you can listen. And that is, you know, if I could leave you with anything, I leave you with those words that were printed on this weekly planner today, which I absolutely love. And, you know, Zig Ziglar said this. I did write this down, but I knew it anyway. And I thought, well, that's exactly what we do with our business. And I can't find where it is, but oh, there it is. You can have everything. You can have everything you want in life if you help others get what they want. And as we know, our business is about to help others, help other people. And so very much aligned. And so I thank you. I'm sorry I took up extra time. My God, sorry, but it's been a pleasure. And I hope you did get something from it. And I hope that I'll be able to come back at another time. And I wish you all the best of luck and have a mammoth March, because I know you will. Thank you, Louise.
Lisa, that was superb. I have written so many pages of notes. Just love your words and love how sharing you are about the words you use and creating the visualization. You are an expert, Lisa, and an expert because of the number of times you have practiced, studied, and studied from the masters, from whether it's through listening to CDs and tapes in the past, listening to, we both came from the downline of Ruth Farrell, who was one of the best mentors that you or I could have ever had.
Absolutely.
And everyone today has such, I mean, to me, Ruth Farrell passed down to you and to I what she taught. And we're doing the favor and passing on all the things our wonderful mentors taught us.
Absolutely. Yep.
And I love how sharing you are, Lisa. Love being around you. Love just your whole attitude. And I want some more Lisas in my team. Who else wants some Lisas in my team? And you know, the diamonds are out there, but they just have to have the belief in themselves, don't they, Lisa?
That's right. You do.
Why do you think you believe in yourself and this business so much? Why?
Because I think we're all capable of great things. I really believe that. I think it's in us. And as a child believes that they can do absolutely anything that they want. And then as they get older, people say, don't do that. You can't do that. So it's kind of like trying to go back to that childhood and realizing there's nothing that you can't do. Everything's possible. You just have to find a way to do it. And that I believe.
Excellent.
And this business,
asking others the questions and asking yourself the questions.
Yeah. Absolutely. Definitely.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Very excited. Next month, our special guest speaker for Creating a Bright Future is the beautiful Lucia Cardamone. And Lucia is a newly appointed Executive Sales Director. Don't miss Lucia. First Thursday night in April. No idea what that date is, but we will work it out. So join us then. Have the best March, everyone. And I want you on the 31st of March looking in the mirror and going, I gave it my best shot this month. Thanks again. Thanks, Lisa.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.